Everyone, welcome back again to Spiritual Growth Tarot and Astrology. I won't be doing astrology today though. I just want to check in on, it's time to do an update I guess, on Mark Meadows. My question is, will he be very significant, or how significant will he be on bringing Trump down? So anyway, let me swap out cameras here and just get the reading going for you. Hope you're all doing well, though, ahead of time, and sending you big hugs. Hold on. So I'm using Cheryl Marchetti's Kipper again. It's so good for all things legal. All right, let me put the question into the cards. How important will Mark Meadows be in taking Trump down? And it could be for January 6th, although he refused to interview for the January 6th committee, but Jack Smith subpoenaed him, and he testified in his grand jury trial that was secret before this indictment, the first, second indictment, but the one in Florida came down for Trump. So, yeah. And Mark Meadows, I remember reading that they knew that he removed classified documents from the White House during that that last night, before Trump left. Wow. So the last time I read on him, I think, was in January. And I do remember we had the imprisonment card and the coffin card. I think the coffin card was in the center. And I think imprisonment was over here in the future area. So it's been about 6 months. It's time to check in. And then, of course, if we remember back, it was text messages that went back and forth between Mark Meadows and 34 of the GOP party. Like Andy Biggs, Mo Brooks, Ted Cruz, Louis Gohmert, Paul Gosar, all these guys that asked for pardons. Jim Jordan. There were, many others, and I did tons of readings on those. So there's a separate playlist. I think it's titled something like the 34 who or had conversations or whatever, something with I don't know, I can't remember what I named it now, but there were a bunch of them because there were 147 of those dudes that voted to overturn the election, but there were a specific 34 that, oh yeah, Marjorie Taylor Greene was in there, remember? Yeah, a bunch of them. Anyway, let me get back into Mark Meadows only. Mark Meadows, okay. Oh, there he be. He's up at the top, showing that he had some control. So let's see what's sneaking up behind his back there. Okay, Mark Meadows. All right, right there. He's in a world of hurt. He be hurting. This could be Cassidy Hutchinson, because she testified that she's the one that testified that she saw him removing the papers, the documents. This would be Mark Meadows' wife. This would be a divorce. I don't know who this might be. We'll have to wait and see on what other cards come through there. Let me just get these other ones laid down now that I have that top row in frame. See what I'm doing here. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, so Mark Meadows' strategy. Here we have the documents, text messages, audio recordings. Moving things around from Trump's inner circle, right here, to Trump's, yeah. He took documents exactly. He had this strategy to bring these documents. He was a delivery boy. What a doofus. Yeah, it's not going to go well for him. Oh, and then if I keep going, oh, and then J6 is coming down the pike. Oh, there we are, right there. So if you're pressed for time, he's going down. But if you like reading cards and you like learning about cards, let's get into this. So I'm starting over here because he did appear. So all of these cards are coming up behind his back. So this is Mark Meadows and his job with Trump. This is like the Nine of Swords, in the tarot, but it doesn't go away. It's just, lost his job, won't have a job anywhere. Nobody's going to want, he's like one of Trump's bagmen, I suppose you could say, along with Walt Nauta. But there's someone else in on it with him. Or it's just that he had this creative idea. But what's sneaking up behind him, I would say, let's see, who's this man? There's a man with a foreign connection who's also a thief, who's also an energy vampire. So it could be something to do with Putin or any other. This could be the Saudis, and right into. So Mark Meadows is just like Walt Nauta, only Walt Nauta got caught. But Mark Meadows might come in later because there's a painful loss coming in for him because of his connection. Well, now here on one level, so this could be Saudis, or any other foreign country. It could also be that his support to Trump was very toxic and will prove fatal for him, when it comes to his job. Again, delivery boy with some quid pro quo, and I read in different layers. So in one layer, I think his wife may be divorcing him. In another layer, this is a very painful loss for her. Yeah. Or maybe there's just a little side information here that she's lost her father or will be losing her father or some other supportive man, like even her father-in-law. Besides, the other information about the foreign connections there with this line. Okay, so now for the four corners, Mark Meadows is up here in some control, but he's on this soul journey of being helpless, but also being surveilled. There has been surveillance on him and his work for quite some time. Probably since the J6 committee, because it's very telling that he wouldn't come in. He refused to be interviewed by the J6 committee. His support has ended, and maybe there's a new health issue. Maybe he and his wife drink a lot, and this would also indicate that he needs drugs to get to sleep. But like I got before, we had the imprisonment card, now we have the coffin card again, and remember the imprisonment card is here, because he is a thief coming from lack. J6 committee, he didn't give J6 committee what they would need from him, but Jack Smith got it from him, and there it is. His foundation is restricted. It's going to take time, though. Okay, now let's go from the center out. So with the sudden wealth, this is our card in this deck. He named it sudden wealth, but it really just means abundance, and it does not have to mean risking and gambling. It can, though. It can be a card of what's the other word? Speculation. Like he's thinking he can do some things. It didn't work, right? His strategy to make money is going to bite him in the butt, and all the cards are, they're right. Look at that. Income, quid pro quo, giving to get. This would be like our Six of Pentacles in the tarot. And like I said, he's the one, he moved documents. And that was the strategy. You know what? This is probably Cassidy Hutchinson, because they did work together until, you know, she has integrity. She's going to go down in history as being someone who really helped the United States. And this would be her reputation, which is good. And then she's headed in a different direction, maybe, with these cards knighting. But she, she testified. This would be her testifying. So, yeah, and he stole, Trump stole the documents, but he moved them. Stolen documents moved into Trump's quarters. This would be Mar-a-Lago in this deck. Be the Four of Wands in the tarot, but this would be Mar-a-Lago, or it could be Bedminster. It could be any of Trump's resorts. And yeah, his wife has other visions. So it's a big fat yes. How important would he be on taking Trump down? Well, here's what he'll produce is more health problems for Trump and himself. He'll be a supportive factor in some new problems for Trump. Because of the stealing, the energy that it takes to withstand what Trump is about to go through has been gravely, both levels here, heavily put upon his body and his health. And his income is going through a down patch as well. And we know that Ivanka and Jared, Ivanka changed her name to Kushner, and she's trying to move away from the Trump brand. I predicted that a couple of years ago. Boy, that sure took a long time. Had to go through an insurrection, huh? Jeez. Some people are so slow when it comes to growing. Then again, I'm sure she's still has her own blind spots, but that transactional nature of that family is unbelievable. But Mark Meadows, he thought he had an abundance of a strategy. It is proven wrong. Yeah, he's on a new soul journey. He's a very immature soul. I really feel he's been drinking and doing a lot of drugs. Yeah. He's been the succubus for Trump. One of Trump's sycophants. If you guys are into Kipper and you want to, mirror these cards together this way, and well, just off the top, here's some, with his wife, there's change there. Probably her moving out of reading on a different level besides Trump. Maybe she helped move documents as well. Or it could be that she's moving out of their family home, her and her husband's home, or already has, because I vaguely remember something about this in the past. I could be wrong, but I think she came through before. Working from home, moving documents, reputation with foreign, Mark Meadows and his reputation. But all of this is how he's affecting Trump. He's another one of the bagmen. Walt Nauta might have been a bag boy. This guy's been a bag man. That's the short answer. Actually, do you call this short after what? How long has this been? 14 minutes? Okay, I'm going to get this uploaded. Take good care. Bye. Whoops.